Almost 500,000 illegal vapes, which could contain toxic chemicals, have been seized by Kent's trading standards in the last year. Most of them have been found at ports, but increasing numbers are being found for sale in shops. But the vaping industry fears that doing that could just in fact turbocharge the black market, as Josie Hannett reports.
The latest tool of illegal vapes being packed up and sent to be destroyed. Made in China, they can contain toxic chemicals and a higher level of nicotine than allowed. And the batteries can be dangerous too, with a nasty habit of exploding. Jim Whiddett is the operations manager of Kent Trading Standards.
Legal vapes have to go through the Medical Health Regulatory Authority to be approved. Well, these ones which are this big will have never gone anywhere near that approval system. So therefore, you don't know what's inside the product. And if you don't know what's inside the liquid, you don't know what you're vaping. So therefore, there could be chemicals in there that are dangerous or injurious to humans when they actually consume it.
This team aims to disrupt the criminal networks trying to flood the market with illicit products. In the last year, more than 475,000 illegal vapes have been seized by Kent Trading Standards, the majority at ports as they're being brought into the country. Almost 20,000 have been found being sold in shops, mainly newsagents. Some were 10 times the legal size in terms of the number of puffs they offer. Parliamentary Secretary in the Department of Health and Social Care, Baroness Meron, addressed the House of Lords yesterday about the issues surrounding young people vaping.
We are providing more than £20 million a year to HMRC and to the Border Force to support their illicit tobacco strategy, and we will continue to work with local authority trading standards to understand how new funding can support them to undertake local level enforcement and to help introduce new measures in the Tobacco and Vapes Bill.
The government's concerned about the number of young people vaping. Public health officials say a whole new generation of non-smokers have become addicted to nicotine. Ministers are now looking at restricting the supply of legal disposable vapes. But the UK Vaping Industry Association says a ban would put children at greater risk by turbocharging the black market. Here's Dr. Marina Murphy.
Banning anything is problematic, and we know that disposables have been very popular, very successful at helping people quitting. So we know a lot of adults in this country use them. And I think history has shown that when you ban something, it doesn't just go away. It just creates a new breed of criminal that will make money out of something that was previously legal.
Sniffer dogs are increasingly being sent into shops to make sure the vapes on sale are legit. Kent Trading Standards describe the task of rooting out the illegal ones as never-ending. Josie Hannett, BBC Radio Kent.
Well, the government's already said it's looking at ways of trying to stop young people from taking up vaping in the first place. They're also looking at a possible ban on disposable vapes. Well, listening to that and joining me now is Jim Whiddett from Kent Trading Standards. Morning, Jim.
Morning, Rob.
So, it's big numbers we're talking about, 500,000 or so vapes that have been seized in the last year. Are you surprised just at the sheer volume of stuff that you're finding?
Not really. From about October last year, we've got a vape team now that are going out and about on the streets. So, as your piece has already said, some of the bigger figures are coming in through the ports, and we've got a ports team that deal with that. But working in connection with Kent Public Health, they're supporting us on a 2-year project to try and tackle the supply and sale of vapes to underage on the high street. So the team are going out and about 800 visits so far, 23,000 vapes seized from the marketplace. But the main point is about getting out there and trying to advise businesses, because every contact we have with a business is an opportunity for that business to reduce the risk of sale of a vape to a child. So we've had 800 of those so far. That's brilliant. And it also means that we're removing product that's dangerous or illegal at the same time.
So we heard in the report there something like £20 million extra has been put into HMRC and Border Force. We also know that local authorities have been under amazing amounts of stress and pressure as far as money goes. I dare say that your resources are stretched pretty thin in trying to actually get to all the places that you want to. Are you actually able to get to as many shops as you'd like to be able to make sure that places are not selling illegal stuff?
It's really hard. We're obviously being supported by public health, and also the funding does support us with the multi-agency work that we do. The 800 shops that we visited is just over a third of the county. We've got to get across and do more of that. If there was more support coming through financially from government, then that would be brilliant. But we're making the best of what we've got and the resources that we have, and having a dedicated team to tackle this. It's only 3 officers, but actually those 3 officers have been able to contribute a huge amount so far. And on a daily basis, they're engaging with businesses. And, let's be clear, a lot of the businesses we're talking to, this could be the first time that they've ever engaged and sold a product that's age-related. So we need to advise them. And every time we can advise one of those businesses, we're reducing that risk of a sale to a child. So, and some of the seizures the team were making, it could be, 10, 15, 20 products. And that's because that shop's been caught out. It didn't realise what it was buying. The marketplace is very diverse and the products change very, very quickly. And the team are there to advise and support people. So if consumers have got a problem or if a trader's got a problem, they can contact the team and they're more than happy to go through and, help support the person if there's a problem with the product or a shop doesn't know what they should be doing.
And so if you're, you're in a shop and you're looking at a vaping thing, is it possible to just tell from looking at them which are the real deal and which are hooky illegal ones that have been brought in on the black market?
There are. If we go back, Rob, about 9-10 months, it would have been quite easy, because if you'd have asked me that question then, I'd have said if it's more than a 600 puff, then the chances are it's going to be illegal. But now there's been some changes in the law, and there are some hybrid devices now where you can have a higher puff count. But we're seeing stuff now with like 15,000 puff, which it's got a single tank, it's a disposable product. That's illegal. So whilst there are still some of those really, really big devices out there that are really easy to see, there's other things as well. Because nicotine is toxic, you have to have certain warnings on it. So when it goes above a certain strength, you've got to have a tactile warning. So people who are visually impaired also know that product contains something that's toxic. A lot of the products that the team are finding haven't got the right labelling, the right safety information, and those raised triangles that help people, who are visually impaired.
Okay.
There are some of these things that are really easy to spot.
And so if people do spot it, they can just get in touch directly? You can be found online, I take it, that you can get in touch with Trading Standards?
We've got a dedicated email, so if anyone's got an issue or a problem, and this is for traders as well as consumers, it's vapes@kent.gov.uk. You can drop the team an email, and if you've got a shop that you're not sure about, or you've bought something that doesn't feel or taste right, drop them an email and they'll be able to look into it for you.
Lovely. Jim, thank you very much. That's Jim Whiddett
with Stephen Brown.